Okay, so we're doing some cover-up tattoos. I think that's what's up today.
Yeah, I think it looks like cover-ups.
Something.
So this one is from Z. It says, "Hello, I appreciate all the content. Been watching for a few months. Thought I'd send some pictures of a 15-year-old sleeve cover-up. I'm in the process of getting. Originally, I wanted to get my arm blacked out, but thought I'd try something else. I'd like to say it's a mash-up of trash polka, abstract graffiti, blackout, and or blastover. I figured if
It's a little much.
if it didn't work, I could go with the original plan. I still have some sessions left to cover up the inside areas of my arm. Let me know what you think." And then, so this looks like the
This is what he had.
the beginning. So yay, I'm happy you covered it.
You wouldn't believe how many sleeves like this I see just wandering around out there. And people are, like I said on another episode, like thinking, oh, well, at least it's not a blackout. It's like, no, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah, this is terrible. Get a blackout.
What in the world? What's at the bottom? Is that a man spraying like spray paint? What is happening there? Is that a ray gun? Is that Mega Man? What is that at the bottom?
It looks like a guy spray painting graffiti.
Is it? That's what my first thought was, but
with like a face mask.
I don't see any graffiti though.
I think that's what's supposed to be coming out of the end of the.
He's blowing stars out of his gun.
I don't know, man. People come up with some weird shit.
So this was his mock-up.
This is the concept.
Yeah. So
it's so busy.
Yeah, it's way too busy in the mock-up. I'm assuming that the tattooer would have explained that to him. I gave him something a little bit better, like kind of the same idea. But first off, that the face is too dark.
Yeah, I really hate that face.
I would have just went like hard negative space coming out of that black. You know, it needed to be super light.
So like this lady face on the top of the arm here, that nose is completely messed up. You might as well just black her out.
Well, the thing is like...
The angle makes no sense. I'm
like,
sorry.
This cover-up covered all kinds of things, but not everything. And like when it's this abstract, there really is no need for any of that stuff to survive. Like any of these numbers in here should have just like blacked over them. Wouldn't have really made much difference to the design of this sleeve.
I mean, I just think it would have been a smarter idea. I mean, blast over, cool, great. But I would have just blacked it out, and then you could have done a whole new...
Well, I mean, that's still doable. Which is to say, like, I'm not saying you should go and do that right now. But I am saying that if you're going to do this design, I don't understand why... you didn't just black out everything, because I don't know what this fucking shape up here is anyway. It looks like
it was supposed to be a raven.
It looks like that, but like it doesn't quite like read as a raven. So like just fucking cover that thing. This design loses nothing for covering the mess. This in here, I don't know what this is.
I don't know, some graffiti, some mash.
Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what this design is that they put over top of the graffiti thing.
I don't know.
So then that should just be solid black.
Right? I think the best part of this tattoo is the face on the
But that's
wrist.
Where they had negative space.
Yeah. And
right?
That's why it's the best part.
Well, I like the eye in here, but it's so fucking dark and blurry that it's hard to...
You can't even tell what it is. I didn't even know that was an eye until you pointed it out.
Well, I think it's a pretty clever little thing that they did there. They used a lot of black to cover up some mess, but they should have just done... more of that.
You could throw some white in there to
wow, no, I wouldn't put anything else in here now.
Just black it out.
Like, I would definitely not add anything else. I would just, if I was going to keep this, I would bring that black down over these numbers and then bring it up over that fucking graffiti thing on his shoulder there, too. I would need to see the inside of this sleeve, too, because I'm sure it's the same way.
I think he said there was going to be more work on the inside.
Well, like, I just don't understand doing a cover-up and not doing a cover-up. Like, I never understand that. Like, it looks dirtier. Mm-hmm. And, like, I want to get rid of the old tattoo if I'm covering it. I don't want to see it poking through.
I like the black trad, like, blastovers over full color sleeves. I think those look really cool.
sometimes they can be okay.
Yeah, but like this,
I'm not.
it just looks messy.
I'm not a real big fan of blastovers as a concept. I think that it's like, just fucking cover it then. You know what I mean? Like it's you're covering it anyway. I don't like seeing, like it's disorienting. I have seen a few that could be cool, but the nice thing is about this sleeve is now, like you said, you can black it out later, and I do think that Blackout should come. Like, I'm not the guy who thinks Blackout as an aesthetic is the best choice from the start. I know people like it, but I am someone who thinks that you should black out after. So I do think it's a good choice to have at least tried this, but I don't think that it's working the way you have it now. So with that, let's move on to the next one.
Excellent. So the next one, it says another rework of a 35-year-old tattoo. Thanks for the really nice comments on my last tattoo rework. This one was a bit trickier. Odin. Plus, I checked in my first hand tattoo. They sting a bit. All of these are done by the same artist.
I chucked in.
Yeah,
like,
I chucked in.
Yeah.
Like they threw it in there. Loving the channel. Let us see what you got. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember which one the rework was. The rework is better, but it's not perfect this way either. The wings are really funny looking. Like they just look like an afterthought. I think you should have made the whole thing bigger. You know what I mean? Like the wing could have come up and framed behind him. So like you could frame out the shoulder cap and round it out with the wing instead of just barely covering those faces. Because the wing doesn't need to be that small.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like they could have brought it up to the tip of the helmet and rounded it off along the shoulder cap.
I think that they could have done that whole face bigger.
Well, that to begin with,
Yeah.
sure. But they were reworking it. They weren't covering it.
Yeah, see, they weren't like blasting over it and making a new tattoo.
The
so they
beard
were just
looks-
reworking this one.
Like, way better.
Yeah,
But-
I agree with that.
We were taking liberties anyway. Like, the wings weren't there to begin with. So, and we're not likely going to do a design up here on this awkward space behind him. So that's where I feel like the wings should have just come up and rounded out
Yeah, I
each
agree
direction.
with that. I think they should have rounded out.
And you could have even brought the wing down and cradled the beard and even had the wing kind of make a canopy around it. And then soft shade off of it into your next design. That's what I think should have been done. These wings don't really make sense to me in this.
I don't like these wings. I don't think they're nicely done.
Well, if you had to have the wings, there was a better way to do it.
I think there's a better way to cover those faces too. Like he could have used like the Vikings' hair to cover the faces. He didn't have to have wings.
Well,
Like he could have used partially some beard because like, you know, he could have been really beardy and like blowy.
the use of the eye patch it's strange in a way because it's like, yeah, it does look cool. I don't think that if the other eye was savable, then the first one wasn't. Like you probably could have got both eyes out of this.
Yeah, I think you could have put both eyes in there.
Maybe they wanted the eye patch,
maybe.
but I don't know. It is better than it was, obviously, but it's not so much better that I'm like, wow.
They did an amazing job. I can't believe it.
It's better in the way that you couldn't hurt this thing.
Yeah,
You couldn't hurt the original one.
Definitely better.
But it could have been done even better than it was. They threw this hand tattoo in here, so
I like this one.
I do and I don't. I don't know. I think the placement is a little strange. I feel like it's a little bit against the shape of his hand. Like there's a very clear way I would have placed this guy, you know? I think you would have had it go slightly over to that thumb a little more. And
I'm not.
or at least you could have made this design wider.
I'm not judging the placement right now because this looks fresh,
Oh, it is fresh,
and I'm
of course.
assuming that
but
it's swollen. And I don't really like to judge swollen hands.
the freshness is not gonna. It's not gonna dictate that part though. Like it's not gonna bring it farther. Like there's just more real estate used on the edge of his hand than there is on this edge of his hand.
I
And
agree with that.
just
I
seems
think
a little
they were
bit.
just really determined to have those ears frame the wrist and the rune in the wrist.
Even
there.
then, that one ear is pointed in a strange direction and the other one is dead on. So if you tilt the whole thing over, you just turn it slightly, rotate it, it all makes more sense.
Yeah, I think they did put the stencil on a little weird.
It's a strange placement. That looks like the chin should have fallen right here on the
With the middle finger.
Yeah, the middle
that
finger.
should have been center.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying. That kind of makes sense to me. It doesn't feel center on the hand.
Yeah, and then, I mean, maybe they were trying to center it around that rune, but I don't know. It's odd.
I like this tattoo, though.
It's got character.
I think this wolf is a really cool looking wolf. I like the colors in it. I like the chains. I like the rune. I think like it's a cool tattoo, but I mean, yeah, the placement could have been better.
The fact that they used negative space in the design was a wise choice, because the blue that falls out or ages poorly will still make the same difference in contrast to all the negative space, and same as all the other colors put in.
Yeah.
For record, I like this one more than I like the cover up.
Yeah, nice tratty wolf. So then the next email we have, Blackout report. It says, went with a Blackout cover.
Repot.
Repot?
I don't know what that means.
I thought they meant report. Went with a Blackout cover, but now don't know what to do. It says East fix maybe, but no one does house calls for the reason that no one wants to do my long black work. It's becoming a problem. This email makes absolutely no sense.
I think what he's trying to say here is that he's having a hard time fixing a botched blackout. Like it was.
And no one makes house calls? Of course. You don't want to get tattooed in your house, man.
Well, what he's trying to do is explain that he's having a hard time getting someone to work on a broken blackout. It's a far shot, but I think that's what he's trying to.
Oh, okay.
I think that's when I read this. Went with a blackout cover, but now don't know what to do. Easy fix maybe, but no one does house calls for the reason that no one wants to do any long black work, and it's becoming a problem. I don't know too many artists who love doing black work to begin with. Like I really
think it's a rare breed.
I know lots of artists that can do it and do it well, even in this city.
I don't think you have to do long sessions, though. Just get it done band by band.
A few hours is typically plenty. You wouldn't want to be doing more than a few hours anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a long session. Maybe you can convince them with short sessions.
Yeah, I don't know if there was meant to be a picture attached to this. I just put it in here because sometimes people will send in these questions, and I do feel like they deserve an answer of some kind. But if that was your intention, I would say that there's probably someone in your area that can do this for you, but they're just not advertising it every day.
I'm just glad that you were able to translate it, because
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Weird to me anyways.
Yeah.